But like we talked about, the importance when you're going up against this high caliber offense that swings it well, it's limiting those free passes. Those at the end of the day, when you're giving up, those base on balls come around to hurt you. And that's what you saw yesterday. There was 8 walks on the day for Auburn's pitching staff in that 10-0 loss.
Two count on Erickson. Jocelyn has had an unusual offensive series. She doesn't have a hit through the 2 games. She's 0 for 1. But she wasn't a 3-up, 3-down inning because of the leadoff hit. But it's the first time all series Auburn. All right, this is Tresvik leading off. I remember early in the season when we were getting ready for the Clearwater Invitational, we were Zooming with Chris Malveaux, and he just kind of casually dropped in. He said, you know what, Ice is such a great athlete, you know, she might pitch sometime. Mm-hmm. Well, that's happened. Actually started again earlier in this series. And I don't think we would be shocked if, depending on how this game goes, if she winds up in the circle at some point today.
Yeah, she's definitely had some innings as the SEC play has gone on. And I think at this point, honestly, Mark, for Auburn's pitching staff, it has to be all hands on deck, right? And sometimes with how good the hitting is in the SEC, that pitch by committee is not a bad mentality to have. If something works and you can figure out the matchups.
Well, no question the offense is better for Auburn this year over last year. The pitching's still a work in progress. The team ERA of, 4.30, somewhere around there. That's just not going to get you many wins in the SEC at that level.
It is really hard to lose someone like Maddie Penta and Shelby Lowe, and that combo of those two together were so electric last year for Auburn. And
Jocelyn Erickson guns her out. Now they're going to take a look at this.
And such a cannon, just a dart by, it didn't look like she got a tag in. It looked like she tagged the ground maybe, but I mean the
that
swipe
angle
tag
right
by,
there. Yep,
yeah.
That last angle, she pulled the right hand back and got the left hand in. And that look there, that may be enough to overturn this call and make it a steal. All right, well,
listen,
Philip
Mark.
Friel's mic isn't working, but fortunately he speaks so loud we could kind of hear him through a crowd mic, so they're going to challenge this.
So what I can at least appreciate about the Mia Williams tag, and this is stuff that you're taught, like I help coach my daughter's team, and when we teach tags, like you can almost fake it till you make it. And Mia Williams in the throw beat Isis Tresvik to the bag, and she did kind of that swipe tag down and showed the umpire. It did look like her hand got around, but
now everything you just mentioned works as long as you don't have replay. But since we've had replay now,
you're right.
They're going to go back and look at it. So now it's just kind of like, don't you just need to put the glove straight on the base at some point and let the incoming runner tag themselves out?
Yeah, that's a good point. Everything is under a microscope now in our game, huh?
It is.
The replay review on everything.
So it is the 13th stolen base of the year for Tresvik. So the first 2 quick
save. She eyed it to the coach. That replay review gets some good momentum here for Auburn. And they strike first.
See, Peralta just 2 homers last year, 7 now this year, and she's kind of the poster child for the turnaround offensively for Auburn this season. And don't forget, Peralta had 2 really good years to start her career, freshman and sophomore year. Kind of backslid last year, but she's back to where she was the first couple of years right now.
And Kara Hammock, Adams, she gets 0-2 and then gets her looking, keeps it down in the zone.
The 4th home run allowed by Hammock in a little over 47 innings pitched. Cleanup hitter at the plate. KK McCrary.
And someone, Mark, that has to get going. KK McCurry won for the last 29. She has been struggling, and she was a huge piece of their offense last year, led them in a lot of categories, ribbies, home runs. You can just tell probably that pressing and that wanting it so bad, and at times
the big shot. 2-run home run off the scoreboard for Peralta. And after an inning, it's the Tigers that have an early 2-0 lead.
10.
Auburn has Michigan State to go to the Final Four later today. So big day on the Plains. Shipper had a tweet talking about why he was on site. Apparently he's going to be hanging out Auburn for a few years, at least off and on. Toomer's Corner. You have never participated in TPing at Toomer's Corner, have you, Danielle?
I have not, but I would definitely fangirl if I saw Chipper Jones at Toomer's. I'd be, probably a little shaky having to ask for an autograph, but I remember watching him, like the old school baseball players you think about, like I loved me some Chipper Jones. So I kind of got excited when I saw that we were going to be talking about this.
Chipper's a legend, especially in this part of the country. His career with the Braves. Well, we'll see. Auburn has a rare lead in this series. Hit to the top of the second, 2-run homer for Elliot Peralta. Get an inning for the Gators. I mentioned Auburn still looking for win number 1 in SEC play. They have had a number of games where they've been on the cusp of getting that win. 3 2-run losses, a couple of 3-run losses, 3 games that they've led going late in conference play that they were unable to get to this point.
Well, and a team that has been successful coming from behind. I mean, when they played Troy in the midweek game, that was their 15th come from behind win. And that fight is, I think, something that is contagious. And to be able to continuously have that, even when we talk to Coach Chris Malveaux throughout the week and just mention, like, what's the, mentality of this team right now? Because it can be a struggle a little bit. Being 0-11 in the SEC, by far the toughest conference to play, and the grind is real. But he said, hey, they're continuing to be motivated day in and day out. It's not affecting them. And I don't know, I love being able to hear that piece, because it can be mentally daunting playing this conference every weekend, and the struggle of playing top 10 ranked teams day in and day out.
We mentioned the great start that the Tigers had this year. Really nice run through the Clearwater Invitational. But this is a program that's made the last 10 NCAA tournaments. The last time they didn't make it was 2013. That ball's belted to right, but it's going to drop foul. But, I mean, they're going to have to put some wins together. I mean, you can't go winless in the SEC and make the NCAA tournament. And you're getting to a point now where you're going to have to not only get some wins, but win some series here and there. It's going to be hard.
By far toughest conference to play in. I can sit here and say that especially since the additions of Oklahoma and Texas, I mean, are you kidding me? And you think Auburn last weekend, Coach Chris Malveaux with them playing Texas had mentioned, that was really where we started to see some of these players step out of their comfort zone. Isis Tresvik, it was the best he's seen her play all season, but you're going up against the number 1 team.
I think it's worth looking at again, just to make this point. Here's Auburn that is 0-11 in SEC play. They are still in the top 10 in RPI in the nation.
Yep. Strength of schedule is tough. And I think they kind of took the world by storm a little bit, going 11-0 to open up the season. I mean, you think about in Clearwater, we had one of their games against Liberty. They had some big wins. They beat Oklahoma State, Virginia, and Virginia was off to a hot start as well. I mean, Auburn was on fire, and it was exciting to see. And I think obviously you hit those kind of speed bumps a little bit, and you start to figure out, hey, kind of where the the weaknesses at times it may be. And you could say with Auburn, maybe in the circle, where's and who is that solidified ace that we can go and count on? And maybe they're not going to have that Maddie Penta or Shelby Lowe this year. They're going to have to be a lot more just in the mindset mentality of having each other's backs. If S.J. Guerin is getting the ball, what's my job? How many outs am I committed to getting? And then if someone else is coming in, what's their job? What's their role? And I think that, and Riker Chasen, the new pitching coach for Auburn, has been big on being able to help develop that for them.
This loads the bases.
It's almost like a little check swing. And you look at where Nelia Peralta is. She's all the way on the grass, respecting the power of Corby Otis. Some action here for the Gators on the base pass.
Oh, 1 to Ava Brown. Ava, of course, a two-way player. Pitches and hits 0 for 2 in this series with the bat. Had those plate appearances in game 1. Also pitched 2 2/3 innings in that one. Tim Walton, head coach of the Gators, season for 20 for him, and in the offseason, one of the inductees into the NFCA Hall of Fame. Tim went in with former Texas coach Connie Clark, as well as Augustana University head coach Greta Elstead. Well deserved. The guy won back-to-back national championships. The last championships won by the SEC.
Just flying too, and I can appreciate this about the sport. I love when these types of little things happen, right? Like, it means so much to them, and it's competitive. I love it, but never with the ability to go in to try to hurt someone. I don't like that, but I don't mind when tempers flare up a little bit.
And usually you were the one causing tempers to be raised. So I understand why you don't mind that part of the game. But here is Lisenby, the catcher for the Tigers, who I think handled that as you would assume when someone comes in with the spikes high on you.
I thought she handled it gracefully. Could
set down the first 2 Tigers here in the last of the second.
Really good job by Kara Hammock. 2 quick outs, just painting the bottom half of the zone. It's a really pretty 1-2 pitch.
Base is empty for Rose Roach, the Tigers' second baseman.
All right, nice work. Way to watch.
Rose had a hit in the first game of the series. One with a couple of walks in the game 1 loss for Auburn. They lost 11-7. Very high scoring first game. After a terrific grand slam in the bottom of the 5th in game 1, it was a 1-run game, but then Florida scored the final 3 runs of the game to win 11-7.
Here we go, Auburn. Here we go. Here we go.
Another one of those games and instances for the Tigers where that elusive first SEC win was there in game 1 for them late. Just could not get it done. Tigers did get the 2-run home run from Nelia Peralta in the first inning today, so they have the early lead. 2-2 pitch from Kara Hammock.
Way to watch.
Mentioned that win over Troy for Auburn, and it's Auburn 2, Florida nothing.